All right, today we're diving into Kolkata. And honestly, it's a city that's as much a feeling as it is an actual place on a map. You've got these grand old imperial streets, but right alongside them you find these incredibly intimate, personal stories. They call it the City of Joy, but that nickname holds a whole universe of complexity. So let's get into what makes it tick.
This line really it hits you. It perfectly sums up the soul of Kolkata. Here's a city that has seen empires come and go. It's faced unbelievable hardship, and yet it holds on. Something essential, something powerful, always remains. It's this deep, unbreakable resilience that we're going to explore.
So to really get a handle on that spirit, you first have to understand the city's split personality. Because Calcutta has pretty much always been a tale of two cities rolled into one. It's got two names, two histories, and they're both living and breathing at the same time.
On one side, you have Calcutta. Think of it as the powerhouse of the British Empire, the second most important city after London. It was all about colonial rule, bureaucracy, and grand imperial statements. But then, you have Kolkata. This is the city of art, of fiery debate, of what's been called a furious, creative energy. It's the cradle of modern Indian literature and thought. Sure, the name officially changed in 2001, but really both of these identities are still completely tangled up in the city's DNA.
And this whole duality thing, it isn't just some abstract idea from history. It's literally built into the streets of the city, from the massive sweeping palaces down to the tiny, close-knit neighborhoods where life really unfolds.
Right from its very foundations, the city was built on contrast. The British laid out what they called White Town, a place of power and order around these huge avenues. And then, kept separate, was Black Town, the buzzing, densely packed Indian area. So from day one, you had these two starkly different worlds existing side by side.
But let's zoom in from those grand historical divides for a second. Inside all of that are millions of tiny, personal stories. Look at this. We're not talking about empires here. We're talking about a simple cloth mat, treasured in a home for over 50 years. It's such a powerful reminder that a city's real history isn't just in its monuments. It's in the everyday things that people love and hold on to. This is the micro-world that truly gives Kolkata its soul.
And the social life here is really built on two crucial ideas. First, you have the para. Now, this is so much more than a neighborhood. It's a super tight-knit community, almost like a big extended family. And the lifeblood of the para, that would be the adda. These are these amazing, long, rambling conversations about anything and everything. Art, politics, football, you name it. It's this beautiful mix of community and conversation that's the absolute bedrock of life here.
So this deep sense of community and culture, it really comes alive. It just explodes in the city's spiritual life and its incredible festivals. Take a quick look at the numbers here. While it's predominantly Hindu, Kolkata has this very significant Muslim population, plus a whole tapestry of other faiths that have been living together for centuries. This incredible blend is the backdrop for the city's super rich cultural calendar.
And the absolute heart of that calendar is Durga Puja. Seriously, this isn't just a festival. It's a citywide spectacle. The whole place transforms into this massive, open-air art gallery. It's a huge celebration of creativity and community. It's so unique that UNESCO has actually recognized it as a global cultural treasure, which tells you everything you need to know.
So how does a massive cultural event like that touch individual lives? Well, here's a perfect example. During festival time, tradition and appearance are a huge deal. So for one writer, the simple act of wanting a haircut, of shaving her head, wasn't simple at all. It was tangled up in these deep cultural symbols about marriage and widowhood. It just shows you how in Calcutta, the grand cultural story is always playing out in these very personal, individual choices.
But look, Kolkata's story is not just one of art and celebration. It's also a story of incredible hardship and the profound resilience it took to get through it all.
The city has been hit hard by history. The partition of India in 1947 was catastrophic, bringing a massive wave of refugees and terrible violence. Then, in the 60s and 70s, the Naxalite movement brought intense political conflict that shook the city to its core. And on top of all that, for decades, the economy was in such a bad state that people were actually calling Kolkata a dying city. Just imagine that label.
This line, from someone returning home, really gets to the heart of it. That feeling of having to start over from scratch wasn't just a personal story. It was the story of the entire city. It speaks to this constant process of being knocked down and finding a way to rebuild again and again. It's a story of both personal and urban rebirth.
So,
After going through all of this, its history, its culture, its paradoxes, what can we really take away from the story of Kolkata?
It really brings us to this one big question, right? When a city has been the capital of an empire, a hotbed of revolution, a dying city, and a cultural beacon, what is the spirit that carries it through all of that? What's the secret ingredient?
Well, I think the lessons are pretty clear. Kolkata teaches us about the incredible power of community, that life in the paras fueled by adda. It shows that culture, art, literature, festivals, isn't a luxury. It's a survival mechanism. It's how you hold on to who you are. The city also teaches us the art of living with history, acknowledging it, not being crushed by it. And maybe the biggest lesson of all is how to find joy, how to find that creative spark even when things are incredibly tough.
We'll end on this really profound thought. It just perfectly captures Kolkata's deep relationship with memory and with loss. In a city that is so defined by its past, the legacies of its people don't just vanish. They live on, in the stories, in the art, in the very spirit of the place. It reminds us that a city really is just a collection of souls,